Good afternoon, everybody. It is high noon, actually, on Friday, the June 24th, 2022. Right at high noon. It just turned 12 o'clock. And we had a little bit of a serendipity. Y'all know what a serendipity is? A serendipity, my mom always said, was how the Lord uses something to just work for your advantage.
Well, that's not what I would have thought it was.
Oh, really? What do you think a serendipity is?
Well, I'd rather not say.
You'd rather not say?
That's correct.
Whoa. So, I was in Hopkinsville on Skyline Drive in Hopkinsville. And Stephen called me and he sent me a picture. He texted me a picture of an oil filter. And he said, I need for you to get this. And I was right across the road from it. I was directly across the road from where he needed me to go. And now that's what I call a serendipity. That he needed the part as a buy right parts supply right across the road from where I was at. And I was already in Hopkinsville. And I was in Hopkinsville because I took AJ to YMCA camp, and then I lingered and I had other things to do. And
that's typical for Ruthie B.
What? But it worked out because, look, imagine if I had come home. Imagine if I had come home and then you had to send me right back out, and then I had to go back to Hopkinsville again later to get AJ, and then I'm right back. So instead of 3 round trips, it's just going to be the 2. So it worked out real nicely.
Are you looking for justification?
No, I'm saying that it worked out real nice. That I didn't have to make 3 round trips to Hopkinsville and back today, just the 2. And that your timing was perfect on calling me. Well, it's time to change the oil on the big rig. And how often do you have to do it, Stephen?
You're supposed to do it every 50,000 miles. You change out the main filter and a gallon of oil every 15,000 miles.
But that doesn't, I mean, that's, you travel that in no time, right?
15,000 is about a month's worth.
And you have to really stay on top of it, don't you?
Oil is the lifeblood of the motor, so you take a chance, you don't take care of that.
Oil is the lifeblood of the motor. That's very poetic.
Yep.
That's very, very poetic. Oil is the lifeblood of the motor.
That's what it is.
So, have you seen what happens to trucks when people don't take care of their oil?
Yeah, they blow up. Throw a rod, burn out the rings. When you don't have good oil taking care of your motor, all the oil does is it rides between metal and metal. And the better the oil, the better the ride. And if you don't have, and vice versa. So if it's not good oil, you're not going to have a good ride. So when you have, the oil's job is to separate metal from metal, and the oil isn't good, then that metal gets the metal, and then you have problems.
So would you highly recommend Amsoil? Is that your brand of choice, obviously?
Well, this truck was ran on it. It's been running on it for over a decade, maybe 2.
That's what Bob Fair, the man that sold you the truck, was running it on?
Yeah, and when he had it overhauled, he said that the mechanic said it didn't need to be overhauled. It could have went a lot longer. He said the motor looked just like it was new on the inside.
Because of the Amsoil.
Yep.
It's
just like I pulled that plug right there, and you saw they had 90,000 miles on that oil, and it didn't have nothing on that plug. Nothing.
So,
and I ran it 40,000 miles over, and you're going, what in the world would you run at 90,000 miles? Well, first off, the main oil filter, I change it every 15,000. That means I'm going to add a gallon every time, because that holds a gallon. So when I change that every 15, I add a gallon. And this truck has a leak on the front, and so I add about half a gallon maybe a gallon a month. So you figure I'm dumping 2 gallons in a month. And so that's why I ran, it's getting 2 gallons a month. And the particulate filter goes 50,000 miles, but because of oil leak and that, I ended up running at 90 this time. And I pulled the plug, and she was cleaner than I've ever seen any plug come out of a motor. So let the plug be a witness.
That's funny. Let the plug be a witness. That's funny.
Yeah, that's what the plug is for. It's a witness to what's going on inside that motor. If there's any metal coming, if you don't have good velocity with your oil, you'll start getting metal down on that metal plug or that magnetic plug. And it didn't even have dust on it. So let that magnet be a testament to what's going on inside this motor. Now this oil costs more to get, but you go 50,000 miles in between oil changes, but you change out that one down there every 15,000 miles and put a gallon in. So when you do the math, you're paying about the same, but the general first cost for the oil itself costs you more, but with what you get out of it, but most of all, what you really get out of it is the protection. I mean, you don't get any better protection than that. Y'all saw the oil plug. I mean, it was as clean as that.
Mm-hmm.
After 90,000 miles. Okie dokie, so I got 10 gallons in, plus a little bit more. So I need to fire it up and fill up the oil. Filters and check the oil. I'll be adding another gallon or 2.
So you're gonna start it up and let the filters fill up? Is that what you said?
Yep.